Alright, here we go with lesson 6.3. I remember we skipped lesson 6.2, so you should be moving from 1 to 3. In section 3, we're going to be using the percent equation. Very, very similar to what we did in section 1, except instead of using that proportion, we're now going to use the equation. So our equation here, our part equals percent times whole. Now, if you remember from yesterday's lesson, part was represented by is, so is equals percent times, and of was used to represent the whole in most of our word problems. Now the difference here, our percents are now written as a decimal. So for here, you're going to divide your percent by 100. Remember, percent means per 100. So example 1, 287 is what percent of 410? I'm looking for my percent. That's my variable. My is my part, and then my of 410, there's my whole. So if we write out our equation, my part, 287, is what percent, my percent is my variable, of 410. And then if you wanted, you could rewrite it as 287 equals 410x. Now, just like last chapter, you divide by the number with our variable. Divide by the number with our variable. 287 divided by 410 gives us 0.7175 equals x. Now, we're looking for a percent. So at this point, we take this decimal. So I'm just going to bring it over here so we have a little more room. So take our decimal, 0.7175 times 100. That moves your decimal place 2 points, so 71.75%. Because we were looking for a percent, you have to multiply by 100 then. Alright, so there's an example using the percent equation to find the percent. Now let's look at finding the part. So we want to find 62% of 75. So there's that key of. That means it's our whole. Okay, so part, that's my x, equals, now 62%. Remember, percent is written as a decimal. So we take 62 divided by 100. So we're using 0.62. So x equals 0.62 times, use parentheses instead, 75. So what is 62% of 75? Go ahead and multiply that out. 0.62 times 75 gives us x equals 46.5. We were just looking for a number this time. So there is your answer. There's an example of using the equation looking for a part. Okay, we did percent, we did part. Now it's time to do a whole. So 33 is. There's that is. Tells us that's the part. So our part, 33, equals, take 55, divided by 100. You'll notice when we divide by 100, all it does is move our decimal twice. So our percent as a decimal is 0.55. So 33 equals 0.55 times x. We're looking for what number? So there's your variable. Divide by the number with the variable. 33 divided by 0.55 gives us x equals 60. We're looking for a number, so you don't have to do anything to it. If we go back to the beginning and we check, 55 is just over half, then 33 is just over half of 60, so we see that that does make sense. Alright, so there's an example of finding our whole. So we did find the percent, find the part, find the whole. We have one more example in this lesson. A real world problem here. So a camera costs $250. If a 6% sales tax is added, what is the total cost? We have two methods to find this. So first method would be to find our tax first. We want to use our percent equation. So part equals percent times our whole. Okay, so 6% sales tax. Okay, so 6%, as a decimal, if we divide by 100, would be 0.06. So our part is what we're looking for. Our part is our tax. So x equals 0.06 times our cost of 250. So what is basically asking what is 6% of 250? 0.06 times 250, x equals 15. So we have a $15 tax. So then what is the total cost? Well, when we think about tax, to buy something at the store, you take the cost you see on the shelf plus the price of the tax. So our total cost would be $265. So that's method one. You find what the tax is and then you add it to what the cost on the shelf would be. Method two would be to find our total percentage first. So if my total cost is 100%, and then I'm adding in a 6% tax, my total percentage would be 106%. Then to find that as a decimal, take 106 divided by 100. So our decimal percentage would be 1.06. So we still want to think about looking for that part. So part equals our percent, which this case is 1.06, times our cost. So 1.06 times 250 still gives us 265. I'm talking about money, so $265. So you decide, do you want to find your tax first and then add, or do you want to add your tax percentage at the beginning and then use your equation? Both methods obviously get you the same answer here, so you decide which one works best for you. All right, that is the end of lesson 3.